From forgotten treasures to perplexing relics, rivers around the world guard secrets beneath their murky depths hidden by time. What happens when these mysteries are finally brought to light? Prepare to dive into the astonishing, the bizarre, and the truly unexplained as we count down the top 10 unexplained finds pulled from rivers. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew, because what we're about to show you will leave you speechless. Imagine discovering ancient hand-carved faces staring back at you from the mud of a quiet canal. In 2012, during routine maintenance on the Pocklington Canal in Yorkshire, workers unearthed a series of remarkable wooden figures dating back to the Bronze Age, around 1500 BC. Dubbed the Plankmen, these human-like carvings are incredibly well preserved despite being over 3,000 years old. The mystery lies in their purpose and their striking appearance. Some feature clearly defined human features, while others are abstract and haunting. Were they offerings to river gods, boundary markers for ancient tribes, or idols for a forgotten ritual? Their precise function remains elusive, leaving archaeologists to wonder about the spiritual world of ancient Britain. The craftsmanship is astounding for the era, and their deliberate placement in the water suggests a powerful unexplained connection between these ancient people and the river. They weren't just discarded, they were almost placed there with intent. In 1857, workers dredging a river near Chelsea discovered a haunting relic buried in the silt, the Battersea shield. Dating back to the Iron Age, this shimmering bronze masterpiece is adorned with intricate Celtic lateen swirls and 27 studs of blood-red glass. The shield's mystery lies in its construction. It is incredibly thin and fragile, far too delicate to survive a real battle. If struck by a sword, it would have crumpled instantly. This suggests that the shield was never intended for war, but for something more shadows-bound. Archaeologists believe that it was a votive offering, a sacrifice to the river. It was found in a stretch of the Thames alongside numerous human skulls, many of which showed signs of violent trauma. This suggests that the shield may have been cast into the water as part of a high-stakes ritual to appease a river deity or mark a mass burial. In 1825, laborers dredging the River Witham in Lincolnshire, England, pulled a heavy double-edged steel sword from the thick river mud. Dated to the 13th century, the weapon is a masterpiece of medieval craftsmanship, but its most unsettling feature is a gold-inlaid inscription running down the center of the blade. Despite nearly 200 years of study by the world's top cryptographers and linguists, no one has been able to crack the code. The jumble of letters doesn't match any known Latin or medieval abbreviation. Some believe it is a religious invocation for protection in battle, while others suggest that it's a magical formula meant to imbue the blade with supernatural strength. Like the Battersea shield, this lethal weapon was found at the bottom of a river, not lost in a shipwreck, but seemingly placed there deliberately as a ritual sacrifice to the water. It remains a silent steel enigma that refuses to be read. What if you were wading through a shallow river and stepped on a relic from a predator that could swallow a car whole? Florida's Peace River is a global hotspot for prehistoric finds, but nothing is more chilling than the massive Megalodon teeth pulled from its depths. These sharks lived millions of years ago, reaching lengths up to 60 feet, with jaws powerful enough to crush a whale's ribcage. Finding a tooth the size of a human hand in a modern-day freshwater river is a jarring experience. The mystery here is the sheer concentration of these fossils in this very specific waterway. The river acts as a natural sifter, constantly churning up the remains of a prehistoric world. These perfectly preserved killing machines offer a tangible, terrifying link to an era where these apex predators ruled the ancient seas that once covered the Florida peninsula. Every time a new tooth is pulled from the mud, it serves as a reminder of the giants that once swam where we now walk. Imagine the chilling sight of a perfectly preserved human form, encased in a block of ice, pulled from the depths of a powerful river. In 1930, workers dredging the Hudson River near Kingston, New York, made a gruesome find: the body of a young woman frozen solid within a massive ice floe. She was so well preserved that observers said that she looked like she was merely sleeping, her features unaffected by the passage of time. Initial investigations suggested that she had been trapped in the ice for an extended period, perhaps several years. Despite a massive public appeal and modern forensic reviews of the records, her identity was never discovered. How did she end up in the river in the first place? Was it a tragic accident during a harsh winter, or something more sinister that was hidden by the freezing waters? The Hudson River held on to her secrets, and her case remains one of New York's most haunting and puzzling cold cases. Quite literally. In 1833, near the River Dee in Wales, workmen digging for stones discovered a solid gold cape, dating back to approximately 1900 BC. This isn't just a piece of jewelry, it's a masterpiece of Bronze Age engineering made from a single large sheet of gold, intricately decorated with patterns and bosses. The cape is incredibly thin and delicate, meaning it wasn't armor. It could only have been worn for ceremonial purposes by a person of immense status or religious power. Its discovery in a burial mound near the river suggests that it was a ritual offering to the spirits of the water or land. How a society from nearly 4,000 years ago achieved such advanced, sophisticated metalworking skills remains a mystery that continues to stun modern historians and goldsmiths alike. Imagine pulling a person from the water whose skin, hair, and even fingerprints were still intact, despite them having passed away over 2,000 years ago. These bog bodies are frequently discovered in waterlogged peatlands and wetlands connected to ancient river systems. One of the most famous, Tullen Man, was found in Denmark with a face so clear that you could see the stubble on his chin and the wrinkles around his eyes. The mystery lies in the why. Many of these individuals show signs of a violent end, such as a noose still tightened around their neck or a slit throat. Were they ritual sacrifices to the river spirits meant to ensure a good harvest or protection, or were they executed criminals cast into the mud? These bodies are perfect time capsules of ancient violence and spiritual belief, preserved by the unique oxygen-free chemistry of the waterlogged earth. What if a stone found near a riverbank proved that Vikings reached the heart of North America a century before Columbus ever set sail? In 1898, a farmer in Minnesota found a large slab of stone tangled in the roots of a tree near a waterway. The stone was covered in Norse runes telling a grim story. A group of explorers in the year 1362 returned to their camp to find 10 of their men had been killed and were red with blood. If this stone is authentic, it completely rewrites the history of the Western world. However, scholars have been at war over its legitimacy for over 100 years. Skeptics call it a clever 19th century hoax, while supporters point to geological weathering and specific runic dialects that they claim a farmer couldn't have known. Whether it's a brilliant fake or a genuine relic of a doomed Viking journey into the American Midwest, it remains a tantalizing mystery. Imagine the glint of silver spilling from a submerged pot, a forgotten fortune lost for nearly 2,000 years in the cold currents of England. In 1980, divers in the River Tyne discovered a massive hoard of Roman silver coins. This wasn't just a handful of loose change though, it was a significant collection of high-quality silver denarii dating back to the 2nd century AD, during the height of the Roman Empire. The big question is, why was this fortune in the river? Some historians believe that it was a pay chest for Roman soldiers stationed at nearby Hadrian's Wall that was lost during a turbulent river crossing. Others suggest that it was a votive offering, a deliberate bribe to a river god to ensure safe passage, or a military victory. While the coins give us a direct link to the Roman military presence in Britain, the exact circumstances of how such wealth ended up at the bottom of the Tyne remain a mystery. What if a massive circular object resembling a crashed UFO was discovered at the bottom of the sea, defying every logical explanation? In 2011, a professional treasure hunting team found a 200-foot wide circular structure on the seabed between Sweden and Finland. The object features 90-degree angles, smooth internal walls, and what appears to be a 900-foot runway or drag mark leading directly up to it. Geologists have been stumped by the samples. While some say it's a unique natural rock formation created by glacial movement, the object's perfect symmetry and reports that electronic equipment malfunctions when divers get too close to it have fueled wilder theories. Is it a sunken temple from a lost civilization, a secret anti-submarine device, or something from beyond our world? Despite multiple expeditions and sonar scans, the anomaly remains the most frustratingly unexplained object ever found beneath the surface. Well, there you have it, 10 incredible finds that prove our waterways are like liquid museums, holding on to history that we've only just begun to uncover. Which of these mysteries do you think is the strangest? Could there be a crashed craft in the Baltic, or is it all just a trick of nature? Let us know your theories in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another dive into the unknown. Thanks for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and I'll see you on the next one.